In today's video, we're going to be talking about the differences between condenser and dynamic microphones. Now, this is a question you will no doubt come across as you are on your audio journey, so let's take the time today to compare them and find out what's really going on. The first thing I want to talk about is how these actual microphones work. First, condenser microphones. Condenser microphones work by using a diaphragm placed very close to a backplate. When sound waves hit the diaphragm, it vibrates, causing changes in the distance between the diaphragm and the backplate. Next, dynamic microphones. When sound waves hit the diaphragm, it moves the coil within the magnetic field, generating an electrical signal. Dynamic mics are less sensitive but can handle high sound pressure levels, making them ideal for capturing loud sounds like guitar amplifiers, drums, and live vocals. So why do how these microphones work actually matter? The reason is because this is going to inform how the microphones are best used in certain situations. The way that they pick up sound is what helps us understand why we should use them in certain ways. Let's look at some comparisons between the condenser and dynamic microphone. For the condenser microphone, phantom power is required, and it is a very sensitive microphone. It's able to capture subtle details and high frequencies with precision. It's great for studio environments, can be used for podcasting, vocal recording, and acoustic instruments. Now for a dynamic microphone, phantom power is not needed. It is less sensitive and it's able to handle high sound pressure levels without distorting. For these reasons, it's great for live sound, staged performances, and recording loud sounds. Now, one important thing to note is that even though that these are a list of suggestions and pros of these different microphones, it's not always one reason or the other. You don't only use dynamic in live situations and condenser in studio. A great example is in the studio. It's one of the most popular microphones for a snare drum is the SM57 because it can handle the loud sound so well. In general, you wouldn't really think of putting a condenser microphone on a snare drum because it would most likely distort and you wouldn't be able to get a clean sound at a good level without the distortion. So another example is the SM7B, which I'm using right now. And the reason that this is such a great mic for podcasting and for singing in live situations is because of the off-axis rejection. So what does that mean? It means that anything coming from that direction will not get picked up by this microphone. So I'm able to speak into here, and even if there are things going on back there, it would barely catch those sounds. And it's also great for podcasting because of the built-in pop filter, right? So there's certain things that mics tend to lend themselves towards situations, but it doesn't mean that's the only way you can use them. Whereas a condenser microphone will often pick up all the sounds around you in the room, which is why it's, again, much more sensitive. It's great for capturing those details, but you also could end up with getting unwanted noises. I remember I had a fan going like 25 feet away the first time I used a Neumann, and I couldn't believe that it picked up that sound. I had to make sure to turn that off and to be in a soundproofed area to use that. So definitely don't be defined by these suggestions. Just use them as a guide and then use your ear when you're going to record a source of what you really need for that situation. If you're going to be getting a punchy sound from something up close, that's when you're going to be looking most likely towards a dynamic microphone. Besides that, it's just all about being creative and having fun and experimenting until you find what you need. I wanted to mention briefly two other microphones you might run into that are just used for auxiliary situations where you're looking for a specific type of sound. First of the two is a tube microphone, and that is a vintage-inspired microphone that incorporates vacuum tube technology to deliver warm and rich audio recordings. Now these, unlike a condenser microphone, actually have a dedicated external power box. And on the microphone I have, it actually has a box that you can plug in your microphone to, and then from there you take an XLR cable to your interface or your preamp, and that goes to your recordings. The second one is a ribbon microphone, which uses a thin metal ribbon suspended in a magnetic field to capture audio. It's generally known for its smooth and natural reproduction. and it should not be used with phantom power. This is really cool because the ribbon actually moves, and that's what's capturing the sound. And lots of times it could be used for trumpets or different horns because it has a softer sound and gets rid of some of that harshness. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video today. If you found it helpful in understanding these different types of microphones, please do like and subscribe. I very much so appreciate it. And let me know too. I want to hear about what you guys think and about the ways that you use microphones. What are some of your favorite ones? What are some different situations and unexpected creative ways that you've used a condenser or dynamic microphone? Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day and keep creating.